Hey guys, Dantics here, back with some more Star Wars Zero Company news. Today a panel featuring the developers and voice actors gave us a deeper look into the story and characters while revealing some brand new footage. It was captured by Hyperdrive Star Wars channel on a camera phone, so the quality isn't amazing, but there's still plenty here that gives us a better idea whether this story is a direction that will be for you. So let's get right into it. The first character we need to know about is, of course, the main character, Hawks. Hawks is blamed for losing an entire squad. It wasn't actually their fault, but they ended up taking the fall anyway. There's someone who's easy for the Republic to cut loose whenever something goes wrong, as you can see in this bonus piece of footage from the panel.
Need someone like you. Independent, nimble.
Easy to cut loose if something goes wrong. Yeah, another drill.
Pretty interesting start. So Hawks is your fully customizable hero character. You'll have quite a few levers to pull here. Their gender, their species, along with their appearance and gameplay specialization. So you can customize all of those mechanics as you see fit. As the leader of Zero Company, they'll have a few ways you can build them around whatever tactical approach suits your playstyle. Interestingly, the developers also mentioned that different genders won't simply share identical performances, suggesting there will be differences in how they're portrayed throughout the game. Thanks to the panel, we also got a much better look at what appears to be the opening of the game, the introduction to Hawks, and more importantly, the beginnings of Zero Company itself. Let's take a look.
Still got it, old man.
Where's our evac, kid?
Got a signal out. Ride's on the way, but it's gonna be a minute. How we looking, Cad? Cad, you hear me?
Hurry makes hurting. The slow working means the fingies keeping.
Good for you, Pops. While we're all wearing blaster bolts for neckties, you'll still be able to do your arithmetic.
Getting hot over here.
Keep on it, Papa. We're gonna buy you some time.
Here we see a squad of 3 with Mr. Uppercut himself being out of commission for now. No doubt he'll be jumping into the action after what's most likely the tutorial encounter. Right now we have Hawks, Trick the Clone Trooper, and a Rodian who, in true Xcom fashion, may very well exist to demonstrate exactly how the permadeath system works. What I really like is that they already show some personality. Usually games inspired by Xcom don't place a huge emphasis on narrative or individual characters because, well, anyone can die. But it seems Zero Company is deliberately taking the opposite approach, not just mechanically through the bond system, but through the dialogue and banter as well. We've got a company full of misfits, so naturally not everyone is going to get along. Trick is a Republic clone trooper. So what happens when you pair him with an ex-separatist? Let's take a look.
Trick, you were on Mumbai, right?
That was after my time.
Made a lot of your buddies were there, though.
I know the fighting on Umbara got ugly, but they were soldiers following orders.
Following orders? Is that what you call invading my home and murdering my friends?
A lot of my brothers died there too.
And died well. Screams were so real it was easy to forget you're all just cloning Empire. Yeah, you want to pull that trigger, don't you? Huh? But you're a good clone. You want it.
Not that good.
Even though Trick knows he needs to work alongside all kinds of people, he simply can't erase where his loyalties lie. The same goes for Luco Bronk, but maybe that's exactly the point. I can already see these two becoming one of the pairs you intentionally send into battle together just to watch their relationship evolve. If you want a good comparison, think Fire Emblem support conversations if you've ever played those games. What's a better way to forge trust than surviving the fires of combat together? The developers also mentioned they've written a huge amount of companion dialogue around these relationships, so hopefully the bonds pay off both narratively and mechanically. The panel also gave us some interesting insight into clone personalities. The developers talked about how clones will end up wildly different depending on their age, experience, and assignments. They're genetically identical, but life shapes them into completely different people, and we're going to meet quite a few throughout Zero Company, each with their own distinct personalities like I mentioned. Trick, for example, was forced into a desk job after suffering a combat injury. Rather than accept retirement, he forged paperwork to become a military resource on loan to an independent organization, allowing him to follow his friend Hawks into Zero Company. Next up, we meet Runa, who's responsible for running operations for Zero Company. Let's take a look.
We can't keep working like this.
This about the refresher, Cap said it wasn't his fault, but he won't do it again.
No, this is about money. Rent is due and our last 2 clients skipped out on us.
We just wrapped up the Sarah Lomas job.
Well, even when they pay up, it will cover a third of our debt to the huts. I told you it was extortion and you were all, oh, desperate times, Rue. And guess what? Surprise, surprise, now they are even more desperate.
Aurelio's gone.
Did he run off?
No.
Great. Okay, so now on top of everything else, we've got to hire a new operator. With what? Credits.
Just put Cab and whoever else has people skills on collections and cut the ops budget. That'll keep the lights on for now.
There is nothing too trim. Best butcher in the galaxy couldn't find an ounce of fat.
I think she can.
How the cart do sell a line like that? Hawks, do you remember what I was doing before this?
Sure. You were a Seppi fixer.
I was a freelance consultant to the top corporations and family offices in the galaxy, most of which, yes, happen to be separatist leaning. Because of Republic fiscal policies, whose shortcomings I've explained to you many times at length to no avail.
And to what avail are you reminding me of your former glory?
Because when I tell you that we better find somewhere fast or we're finished, it's not because I have a little tingle in my montrals. It's because as a financial professional, when I look at our balance sheet, I'm scared griffless.
Doing all right, Runa?
It's just thinking about my office in the Trade Federation. I had 3 protocol droids just to call in my positions. Plus a Serenian calf maker stocked with every imaginable color of milk. Oh, that job was the best. I could do anything I wanted.
Anything but leave, as I recall. But I'm glad you cut and ran. We're lucky to have you.
You sure are. Don't take this the wrong way, but working here is my rock bottom.
You mentioned that before.
So she definitely seems like your feisty, permanently stressed operations officer, the person who's constantly trying to keep this dysfunctional squad organized. She doesn't appear to be joining you in combat, although I'm sure you'll be able to create a custom character that looks remarkably similar if you want to. The actor who plays Hawks described their relationship playfully as non-stop.
Non-stop.
Which suggests there's plenty of room for humor. Hopefully the writers nail that balance. The voice actors said the writers did an amazing job, but they kind of have to. What's particularly interesting is that unlike most Clone Wars stories, which almost always focus on the Republic's perspective, Zero Company wants to explore heroes from the separatist side as well. Runa, as you might have guessed, comes from that background. We'll eventually discover why her career fell so dramatically, but I'd imagine there were a few burnt bridges in her past. The developers also revealed that much of the dialogue was recorded using full performance capture, allowing the actors to perform their scenes together rather than recording individually. That should hopefully add more authenticity and chemistry to the performances. Moving on, narratively, I think good heroes need to be balanced by good villains. One of those villains is Fathom, the leader of the Infinite Coil. Her mission is to spread something called the Shadow Plague throughout the galaxy, and stopping that appears to become Zero Company's central objective. The developers stress that Fathom has understandable motivations for what she's doing, suggesting she simply won't be another one-dimensional Star Wars villain. But what exactly is the Infinite Coil? Let's take a look.
Ox, we have a survivor. Get that mask off. Vital signs are critical. Yeah, I'll say.
Those who eat. Those who are eaten.
He looks sick. What's he saying?
No, right in the head.
I am of the coil. And I am infinite. She will show you your destiny. It is not death that awaits me. Not death. No.
Nothing's wrong about that. The coil.
So it looks like the members of the Infinite Coil are all infected with the Shadow Plague. No idea why Hawks decided to walk right up to that guy when he just coughed all over the place, but I suppose he wanted to take a closer look, so why don't we?
You've come to us because you have nowhere else to go. You've lost hope that tomorrow could be better than today. You seek deliverance. You seek answers. I have both. There is a great mystery at the center of everything. A power. But you've never felt that power. Or anything like it. Why is that?
Fennec, I got eyes on Fathom.
You got a visual?
Why do fat magistrates face me? Why do off-world interests lie
Negative.
there?
There are civilians in the mix.
Damn it. Alright. Stay ready.
Under city tomb. The Republic. A peaceful state, except for their army of clone soldiers. A democracy, if you've got the money to buy elections. They call us separatists. No, we are not your enemy. Step forward and let us discover if you have a place in the infinite coil.
And that was our first proper look at Fathom. According to the developers, she's cunning, strategic, patient, and absolutely ruthless. Zero Company takes place during the Clone Wars, a period defined by a slow collapse of democracy and a decay of the Republic itself. In that sense, Fathom isn't entirely wrong when she talks about what's happening to the galaxy. The difference is that she's using the chaos to further her own mysterious plans in service of a power that the developers aren't ready to talk about just yet, though I'm sure everyone will speculate what's going on. Mechanically, the Infinite Coil will continue growing stronger as the campaign progresses. We've already seen hints of strategic choices where committing Zero Company to one strategic operation means another automatically fails, allowing the coil to gain permanent advantages for the rest of your playthrough, so you have to kind of control that chaos. The coil aren't just narratively a threat, they're a gameplay system that constantly evolves alongside you. At the end of the day though, there's still a cult that's willing to kill anyone standing in the way of its goals. But once again, The developers were quick to point out that not everything is black and white. Since several of your companions have separatist backgrounds, fighting a separatist-aligned paramilitary cult could create some very interesting moral tension within your own squad. Finally, the collector's edition was officially revealed. The headlining item is the Black Series electronic thermal detonator featuring 2 illuminated display modes. You can even toss it, triggering a full explosion sound effects sequence. Honestly, that's a pretty cool inclusion. So that's everything I have for you today. I've got plenty more Zero Company coverage coming very soon, including some exclusive content, so if you don't want to miss it, make sure you're subscribed and keep an eye on the channel. Thanks so much for watching, and until next time, ciao friends.